Breaking news! Something big is brewing in Baltimore, and it's not what you think. Behind the headlines, beneath the stat sheets, and buried under the coach speak, there's a storm quietly erupting inside this Ravens team. Key injuries, controversial comments, and an NFL admission that could change the course of the AFC playoff race, all of it has Ravens Nation on edge. But the real question? It's not about what just happened, it's about what comes next. And believe me, what we just uncovered could flip the narrative on this entire season. But before we dive into the full story, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, drop a comment below and say, "Go Ravens!" Let's show the league how strong this fan base really is. John Harbaugh has officially confirmed that running back Keaton Mitchell is day-to-day following the knee injury he sustained against the Steelers. And while the medical update may seem minor on the surface, this is a massive storyline for a Ravens offense that desperately needs explosive playmakers. Mitchell has quickly emerged as one of the most electrifying weapons on the roster. On just 31 carries this season, 6 have gone for 10 or more yards. That's nearly 20% of his runs turning into chain-moving plays. That level of burst isn't just rare, it's game-changing. And the injury? It happened on a 56-yard run. That's the kind of firepower we're talking about. His return, whether it's this week or not, could be a difference maker down the stretch. But not all the news is as optimistic. The offensive line continues to be a glaring concern, and it doesn't matter how many defenders the Bengals have out. If Baltimore can't protect Lamar Jackson, nothing else matters. The Bengals will be without their top pass rusher Trey Hendrickson this week, which on paper looks like a gift. But Ravens fans know better. Even without Hendrickson in Week 13, Cincinnati's defensive front still racked up 3 sacks and pressured Lamar on nearly 40% of dropbacks. That's an outrageous number. It wasn't a fluke, it was a red flag. And the truth is, Daniel Falale and the rest of this line haven't shown they can consistently keep Jackson upright. What's worse, Harbaugh's recent comments on the line are adding fuel to the fire. He told the media the offensive line played well overall, and even went as far as saying the guards were exceptionally well in the run game. That has not sat well with the fan base, and honestly, it shouldn't. Because anyone watching the games can see it, the offensive line is not holding up. Falale has been singled out as perhaps the worst performer of all. At this point, fans are questioning whether he should see another snap this season. That's where we're at, mid-December, playoff implications on the line, and Ravens fans are begging for changes up front just to protect the franchise quarterback. And speaking of things that infuriate the fan base, let's talk about what went down in Pittsburgh. The Ravens lost by 5 points, and in that tight of a game, every call matters. So when the NFL came out and admitted that the referees got it wrong on a critical Travis Jones penalty, yeah, you better believe Ravens Nation exploded. On a key field goal block attempt, Jones was flagged for unnecessary roughness against the long snapper, handing the Steelers a fresh set of downs they turned into a touchdown. That's a 4-point swing right there. 4 points and a 5-point loss. The league later admitted the call was incorrect. But what does that fix? It's the kind of mistake that doesn't just impact a game, it alters a division race. And there's zero accountability for it. The Ravens get an apology. The Steelers get the points. And the standings? They don't change. You can't help but feel robbed when the league itself acknowledges the mistake, but no one answers for it. No replay reviews. No accountability. Just a shrug and a yeah, our bad. This isn't just a bad look, it's the kind of officiating breakdown that could cost a team home field advantage in the playoffs. Let's continue right where we left off. There's a storm brewing in Baltimore, and it's not just the weather, it's the rising tension between expectations and performance. When a team is this talented, sitting at the top of the AFC North in December, fans expect more. More accountability, more production, more urgency. And that brings us right back to the offensive line. Because whether it's Daniel Falale getting exposed in pass protection or Ronnie Stanley struggling to stay consistent, this unit has gone from a quiet strength to a full-blown liability. And while John Harbaugh may be sticking by his guys in front of the media, the tape doesn't lie. Fans see Lamar running for his life on play after play. They see the run game sputter unless Keaton Mitchell pulls off another miracle. And they know deep down that if this group doesn't start dominating in the trenches, it could cost the Ravens everything they've worked for. Now, the spotlight turns to Saturday night in Cincinnati. The Bengals are wounded. Sure, Trey Hendrickson's absence removes a major weapon off their edge, and T. Higgins likely won't clear concussion protocol in time to suit up. But don't be fooled into thinking this is an easy win. The Bengals' defensive front, even without Hendrickson, found ways to get to Lamar last time. And Joe Burrow, no matter who's catching passes, can still pick a defense apart if he's allowed to get comfortable in the pocket. That's where the Ravens' defensive line has to step up. 1 sack and a pressure rate of just 27% against Burrow isn't going to cut it. Baltimore's pass rush has had its moments this season, but this has to be one of those games where they make a statement. Someone has to win their one-on-one battles. Someone has to take over. Because if Burrow has time to sit, scan, and throw, he'll find someone, even if it's a practice squad call-up. And if that happens again, you can forget about the AFC's top seed. But let's not ignore the emotional impact of last week's loss to the Steelers. A game like that can shake a team's confidence, especially when it feels like the officials played a role in the outcome. The Travis Jones penalty wasn't just a missed call, it was a momentum killer. The fact that the NFL admitted their mistake might offer some validation, but it won't undo the 4 points that swung the game. It won't erase the loss column, and most importantly, it won't fix the perception among fans that this team gets hosed in big moments. That kind of feeling lingers, it festers, and if the locker room isn't careful, it can become a distraction. The Ravens can't afford distractions. Not now. With the schedule tightening, the division heating up, and the playoffs just around the corner, this is when championship teams separate from the rest. This is where leaders lead and pretenders fall apart. Lamar Jackson is having a season worthy of MVP consideration, but he can't carry this team by himself. He needs his linemen to give him time. He needs his receivers to separate. He needs his defense to hit home. And more than anything, he needs this team to stay focused on the mission, not the noise. Which brings us back to Harbaugh. His comments about the offensive line, about how exceptionally well the guards played in the run game, have raised serious eyebrows. It's not just about fans being angry. It's about trust. When your head coach praises a group that's clearly underperforming, it starts to create a disconnect. The fans see one thing, the coaching staff says another. And suddenly, people start wondering, is this team really holding itself accountable? Because here's the truth, this fan base is passionate. They're loyal. They show up, they wear the purple, and they scream their lungs out for 4 quarters. But they're not blind. They can see when the offensive line is collapsing. They can see when poor play is being sugar-coated. And when mistakes like that phantom penalty against Travis Jones go unchecked, they expect someone to fight back. Someone to take a stand. And right now, they're not sure that's happening. So as we look ahead to the Bengals game, it's not just about XS and OS. It's about identity. Are the Ravens going to be the team that shrugs off adversity, overcomes injuries, and imposes their will? Or are they going to be the team that points fingers, dodges accountability, and lets a promising season slip away? This week will tell us a lot. Because in a league that offers no apologies and no do-overs, Saturday night in Cincinnati isn't just another game, it's a proving ground. If the Ravens want respect, if they want to control their playoff destiny, if they want to silence the doubters, they'll have to go out there and earn it. Every snap, every block, every hit. Now I want to hear from you. Are you still confident this team can right the ship and push toward the top seed? Or are we watching cracks begin to form under pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and check out the ones on your screen right now for more Ravens updates. This playoff run is just getting started. Breaking news! Something big is brewing in Baltimore, and it's not what you think. Behind the headlines, beneath the stat sheets, and buried under the coach speak, there's a storm quietly erupting inside this Ravens team. Key injuries, controversial comments, and an NFL admission that could change the course of the AFC playoff race, all of it is Ravens Nation on edge. But the real question? It's not about what just happened, it's about what comes next. And believe me, what we just uncovered could flip the narrative on this entire season. But before we dive into the full story, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, drop a comment below and say, "Go Ravens!" Let's show the league how strong this fan base really is. John Harbaugh has officially confirmed that running back Keaton Mitchell is day-to-day following the knee injury he sustained against the Steelers. And while the medical update may seem minor on the surface, this is a massive storyline for a Ravens offense that desperately needs explosive playmakers. Mitchell has quickly emerged as one of the most electrifying weapons on the roster. On just 31 carries this season, 6 have gone for 10 or more yards. That's nearly 20% of his runs turning into chain-moving plays. That level of burst isn't just rare, it's game-changing. And the injury? It happened on a 56-yard run.